What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Mic check 1 2 1 2. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Happy Saturday. Is today Saturday, right? Happy Saturday. Happy weekend, right? It's a beautiful, hot, sunny blue skies out here in Texas, man. What's going on with y'all? How was your week? Right? How was your week? How was your weekend going? Do you have something planned today? Jerry, what's going on? Luke Kibble said, pretty girls will ruin your life if you're not careful. Preach. Preach. Pretty girls will ruin your life if you're not careful. Absolutely. This is going to be a good discussion right here. This is going to be a good discussion because, like we always say, a lot of men still don't get it. A lot of men still don't get it. They still don't understand. They don't understand what times we're in. Luke Kibble said, happy weekend. They still don't understand what times we're in. They don't understand that we are now in the sympocracy, right? They don't understand that we're living in a gynocracy. They don't understand that the masculine powers are no longer. They don't understand that. They don't understand it. Make sure you come on in and hit that like button. If you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, right? If you haven't become a member yet to support the channel, hey, think about becoming a member. Hit that link in the description, right? Hit that link in the description. You need some help. Do you need some help with some women love or something? No, I would say 90% of them do, and we will get to why, right? So if you need coaching calls, if you are trying to get your career on track, if you're trying to get your life on track, you're trying to get your relationship, your dating, whatever you're trying to do, you're trying to find out how to move overseas, you're trying to figure things out, hit that link in the description. Hit that link in the description, book a coaching call with Tap. Book a coaching call with Tap. Also, episode 3 for the Book of Forbidden Knowledge, which is my video series that I only put on Patreon. You want to get more into depth on what it takes to really survive and to thrive in this world. The Book of Forbidden Knowledge is for you. Episode 3 is now up. Detach from the world before it's too late. Episode 3, detach from the world before it's too late. And I broke down in that video why you need to detach from everything that has an emotional string attached to your heart, attached to your mind, whatever the case may be. You need to detach from the world. Go and check that video out. Yes, you do have to pay to become a part of the Patreon, but you're going to want it and you're going to need it. Locals, make sure you sign up for the locals before I start dropping videos over there. Locals, if you want to hear about the chicas, you want to hear about my times overseas, you want to hear about the X-rated stuff, make sure you go over there to the locals and sign up. I haven't dropped videos over there yet, but the videos are coming soon. So make sure y'all hit that link in the description and check all of it out. Check all of that out. But we're gonna start to get ready to get into the nitty-gritty of things. Make sure y'all hit that like button. The like button is free. Right? The like button is free. Right? Go ahead and put the moderations on. Unfiltered Grind, what's going on? Dan 22, what's going on? Make sure y'all go over there. Make sure y'all go over there and check out Unfiltered Grind. Unfiltered Grind, he has a YouTube channel over there, right? He's doing his thug thizzle. He's over there grinding like I hope many of you are out here grinding. So make sure you go out there and go over there and check out Unfiltered Grind, his YouTube channel over there. But yeah, as y'all seen from the title, y'all already understand what we're about to get into. Y'all already understand what we're about to talk about. Listen, women will pick the Gump. They will pick the Gump over the alpha any day. Welcome to the sympocracy. Welcome to the gynocracy. Masculine is out. Feminized men are in. Right? And I'm going to explain it. I'm going to break it down to a T. So let's put these community moderations on before the trolls end up coming over here. You know, they love to get over here and troll. right? And we're gonna start this off with the creed of the outlier, like we always do. So make sure you burn this into your skull. Make sure you burn this into your memory. Creed of the outlier. I walk alone because I was never meant to follow. I was born to build what others were too weak to imagine. They rejected me for my strength, envied me for my presence, and feared the truth in my voice. So they gossiped, mocked, tried to shrink me, but I didn't bend and I didn't fold, and I won't start now. I do not chase the approval of the herd. I walk above it. I see through the mask and I speak with conviction forged in pain and clarity. Every betrayal carved focus into my soul. Every lonely night built the calluses I now wear with pride. My mission is not optional. My legacy is non-negotiable. And my time is coming. I am built for this and I will win. Creed of the outlier. Make sure y'all come on in and make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all come on in and hit that like button. Young Cartier, what's going on? Cartier up in the building. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're new. Yeah, you see, I got the fresh fade. Look, I make these bitches mad when I walk outside. See, I make these bitches mad when I walk outside. Do you hear me? Because listen, this is straight genetics. You hear me? This is straight genetics. Bitches gotta put on makeup to look like this. They gotta get augmentations to look like this. They gotta get surgery to look like this. Imagine me walking outside. That's why these bitches be mad. That's why they be mad. You just walk outside and you don't have to do nothing. Ninja in shape. Ninja be looking good, looking like a goddamn gone model, looking like a god, looking like a whoo-wee. As soon as I walk outside, they mad. They gotta get surgery to look like this, man. Come on now, this straight water. Straight water. Water. Straight water. Straight genetic. I ain't gotta put on nothing. That's why they be mad. They gotta beat their face and put on all of that mess. Like, many women can't wake up natural. There's very few women who can wake up just natural, and they're beautiful. But for the rest of these chicks, they gotta beat their face. They gotta draw in the lines and gotta, do all of that and puff. They gotta do all of that. Yeah. I ain't gotta do none of that, baby. Yeah, all natural, 100% grass fed, 100% grass fed. But y'all already seen the title, man. So y'all already know what we're about to get into. Welcome to the Simpocracy. Welcome to the Gynarchy. And I'm going to break down why men no longer are trying to achieve being masculine, right? Bro, been going live on YouTube almost every day. I fuck with it. We out here grinding, man. We grinding. We got to get to the top. Monique, what's going on? We got the ladies in the chat. See, I'm glad when the ladies come in and chat because then they can pitch in and disagree, agree to disagree, whatever, right? Make sure y'all hit that like button. But welcome to the Gynocracy, where there is no incentive. There is no incentive for men to be masculine anymore. There is no incentive. Why? How? What are you saying, Tap? Like this whole time, the red pill has been telling us we gotta be masculine. The red pill been telling us that we gotta hold masculine frame. The red pill, listen. The red pill first and foremost is done. First and foremost, right? Secondly, holding masculine frame is not for women, right? Being your natural being, a man, is not for women. It is for you. It is for you to survive in this world. However, the game has changed. The game has changed, right? With the implementation of technology, right? With the eradication of traditionally male dominated jobs, AKA blue collar, right? With the increased use of technology, with the increased infiltration of the corptocracy, however you want to pronounce it, the corporatocracy, right? Our world continuously, especially in the West, our world continuously becomes feminized because they are slowly but surely, it's not even slowly at this point, they're removing all things masculine. Anything that has a hint of masculinity, they want to remove that piece of masculinity and replace it with something they feel is much safer. What do they feel is much safer? Feminized men, right? In their eyes, masculine men are too dangerous, right? Masculine men are too dangerous in their eyes, not because of probably what you think. See, you probably think that, oh yeah, they don't want men going around destroying stuff and filled up with testosterone and oh yeah, that's part of it. But the real reason is masculine men have vision. True masculine men you can't control. Masculine men pave their own way by any means necessary. How do you think history has gotten to this point? How do you think we've all got to this point? There were groups of men who said enough is enough. There were groups of men who waged war against other men to make sure that their legacy continued into the future, right? There were men who wiped out whole villages to ensure that their legacy continued, right? How do you think we got here, right? But now the powers that be are saying no mas, no mas, no mas, no mas. We want full control. If they're masculine, we can't control them, right? If they have a mind of their own, we can't control them. If they have a vision, we can't control them, right? If they believe in themselves, we can't control them. Moy, what's going on? If they have eyes that can see, we can't control them, right? You got a notification today? Cool beans, right? This is how you control the bulk of men. You feminize them. You strip away their confidence. Look around, right? Look around. Men can no longer have the families that they want. Men can no longer buy the homes that their forefathers could buy, right? You can't survive. You can't survive on just a regular job. You need like three jobs and a side gig, right? You need all of these things. Men no longer can do it. And on top of that, you have women who are more pickier than ever before. You have women who are pickier than ever before. So even if you do work those three jobs and the side gig, they're looking at you like you're still a bum. You're not working hard enough. You're not making enough money. So this has completely tarnished and eradicated, stripped the average man's confidence away, right? They completely stripped the average man's confidence away. So we already know what comes with confidence, right? Masculinity usually equals confidence. With confidence, it equals vision, right? It equals a can-do spirit, right? It equals a can-do spirit. See, Moy said Sigma males out here chilling by ourselves and a JUCO. Well, see, the thing is, there's a very small percentage of Sigmas, first and foremost. Very small few percentage of Sigmas. Sigmas is definitely not the large majority of men, right? Quote unquote alphas are not even like a portion of men, a good portion of men, and then alphas can change. I can knock your head off and I'm the alpha. This is why I don't believe in alphas, right? I do believe in lone wolves. I believe in, sigmas to a certain extent, but alphas I don't really believe. I know what the title says, but truly alphas don't really exist. Alphas don't truly exist because all you have to do is lose your position. See, if you know anything about wolves, right? If you know anything about wolves, right, there is an alpha in a pack, right? There is an alpha in the pack. But if you've actually studied wolves, you will understand that what happens when that alpha gets injured? What happens when that alpha gets sick? Have y'all ever studied wolves? Guess what the pack does? The pack turns on the alpha. He's no longer a strong leader, right? So you have members of that pack that challenge that very one that they followed. They challenge the leader, and they will kill the quote unquote alpha, and then they will fight amongst themselves for who becomes the new alpha. The alpha title only lasts so long. The alpha title only lasts so long, right? Guess what? You just bought a boat. You just bought a boat. It's a nice boat. You got the chicks on there. You got a nice boat. This is something that you've been waiting on. You've achieved too. You got a boat. You chilling on a lake. You got about two or three chicas with you. You like you the damn man, right? Then here comes Jeff Bezos' big old super yacht, ninja. Here comes Mr. Felton's, right? Mr. Felton. He's been balling for 50 years, ninja. He's been balling for 50 years, and here he go. He pulls up in that big boy. And he looking down at you. He's like, hey, nice boat. You just bought that? He looking at you like, nice boat, ninja. Okay, I see you. I see you. And the Chica's looking like, can we get on your boat, Mr. Felton? Yeah, you alpha until another alpha pulls up. Alphas are tied to hierarchy. Sigmas operate independent. Exactly. 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 That's why the alpha, see, sigmas, they can't really lose their title because they operate outside of the matrix. See, alphas, you're still operating within the system because you're operating within that hierarchy, right? There is a hierarchy in nature. There is a hierarchy in life, yes. But because there is a hierarchy, you can lose that title. Sigmas can't really lose that title because they operate independently, right? Exactly. Sigmas don't care about the validation of the matrix. That's why they operate independently. They operate outside of the system, right? Sigmas are more so ghosts. They're snipers, right? Alphas are infantry, right? Alphas are infantry. They first line. They gunning through doors, boom, kicking down doors. They shooting everything in sight. Boom, boom, boom. Right? Boom, boom, boom. See, Sigmas, they back there, they 2 miles, they 2, 3 miles down in the mountainside somewhere. They like this. Got him. Sigmas are snipers. That's why Sigmas are so dangerous because you don't know what they're gonna do. See, the Sigmas, they can hang with the alphas. They prefer not to hang with the alphas. They'll kick down the doors too, shoot everything in sight, boom, boom, boom. But Sigmas prefer to be 2, 3 miles down the road, sniping your ass off. Right? Yep, black ops agents. They operate a little bit differently. Sigmas usually they're not loud, if you get what I mean. Alphas are usually loud and they're demanding as well. They demand the presence of the room. But when Sigmas walk in though, right? When black ops walk in, when them dudes with the hoods walk in, right? And he got about 100 tallies, ninja. He got about 100 tallies. Shouts out to Damian Pottinger. Just showing my respect, brother. I appreciate the super chat. Right? But back to the main topic, right? Uh, Masculinity is out. If y'all haven't noticed, right? Masculinity is out. Uh, Feminized men are in. The gynocracy is in. A woman-led society is in. Right? And let me tell this story, right? This dude came in, right? And it was a girl on shift and it was me on shift or whatever, right? She was below mid, but she was thick though. And he was just talking to her and all that stuff. And eventually they started talking about how can I get a job here, right? He was asking her how can he get a job there. Right, he just still talking to her or whatever. And in my mind, I'm like, man, this dude annoying. Do you want a job or you want to flirt? So I end up telling him, I'm like, hey, dude, you have to apply online. You have to do this. He was like, all right, bro. I was talking to her. I was getting the information from her. Right, mind you, I'm in the listen. This is what be so crazy, right? Mind you, I'm in a superior position to her. I'm in a superior position to her. I'm over her. And this ninja wanted to talk to her to get the information versus me, first of all, man to man, in a more superior position who can lead you in the right direction. However, he wanted to get the information from a woman. He wanted to get the information from the female. I'm like, bro, I can't help you ninjas no more, man. I can't help you ninjas no more. Nowadays dudes would rather get the intel and be led by women than to be led by men. Welcome to the gynocracy. He said he wanted me to whisper in his ear. No, did he? Yep, simp behavior. Simp behavior. It's true. Men don't listen to men anymore. Yeah, for a variety of different reasons. But men don't listen to men anymore. Guess what? Guess what? The power dynamics have flipped, right? Masculinity is no longer required. You can get more attention. You can get more attention from women simping out than being masculine. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. Yeah, yeah, I know y'all listen. I'm just saying out here in strange land. I appreciate that more. You will get more attention. Think about all the things that we have going on: social media, OnlyFans, pornography, just even when you talk about the nightlife and all of that stuff. You will get more attention simping out than being masculine. Masculinity is looked down upon, right? I'll take it even further. Women will shun you. Women will shun you. They will shoo you for actually being a masculine man nowadays, right? Everything is live. Man now listen to women. It's like God of War will listen to what his woman says. Yep, yep. I told y'all you're either gonna have two things. Two things are gonna happen, right? You're either gonna be simping or you tricking, right? That's the power dynamics now, right? And you rather be on the tricking side because the tricking side, at least you get to determine what's what. You get to put your money where you need. But most men are not in that position to be tricking, right? There's for the longest there's been a negative connotation with tricking, right? Oh, you a trick, or you a trick, you spending money. Meanwhile, these dudes been dry for 10 months. They been going to the club, spending money on drinks, trying to buy chicks drink. They get the drink and they ghost they stupid ass, right? They going to the bars, trying to talk to the bartenders and all of this. Ninjas been dry for 10 months, but then want to say, yo, you paying for it. I'll never pay for it. Ninja, you spent hundreds and thousands of dollars not to get it. I spent hundreds to get it. So who's the real trick? Ninja? Who's the real trick? You spent hundreds and thousands of dollars going out to nightlife to not get it. Meanwhile, I spent it to get it. Make it make sense, right? You said, bro, imagine effing a girl that has been shitted on. That's crazy. That's crazy. But we stay in the world. We stay in a world now where men see throughout history, throughout time, men were rewarded based on progress. Men were rewarded based on what they put out into the world. So now, when you have technology eradicating productivity, right? When you have automation getting rid of productivity, when you have women who no longer claim that they need men, right? I'm gonna get to that, Damien. Shouts out to Damien again with the super chat. When you have groups of women in mass, right, who say that they no longer need men, where does that leave men? So the productivity is no longer there, right? The reward of being productive is no longer there, right? The light at the end of the tunnel is no longer there. The kids, the family, the house, the wife, and all of that stuff, that's no longer at the end of the rainbow. So now you have groups of men who are just sitting on their ass, right? Looking for other ways to get rewarded. So what is that reward now? Right? It is the female validation. Tap men should have purpose outside of biddies. I agree. But unfortunately they don't. Right? Damian Pottinger said, I paid plenty of time. Sometimes it is what it is. Hey, it is what it is. Ain't no judgment over here. Ninja gotta do what you gotta do. Right? Let's all just never associate with leftover. That's impossible. That's impossible. Ninja, if you mess with a woman in general, Ninja, that's impossible. We need to learn to retain. Retain only lasts so long. I've already touched on this. If you're a high testosterone male, you can't go that long. It's just not possible. We biologically we weren't made to just be holding in nut. It's just not how it's supposed to be. That's not how we were made. Right? We were created to release. We were created to basically produce life. Right? So for somebody like me, who's high testosterone, right? Because with high testosterone, right? With high testosterone, you're creating semen, you're creating seed, right? Part of having high testosterone is a high sex drive. So, your recovery is just back to back. Like what you call it, not retention, something like that. But your ability to after you finish, boom, you go right back up. Refractor. There we go. Thank you, Age of Cali. Refractory period. So my refractory period, bro, I can go. I can't go that long at most, and I've tried. It's not like I'm talking out of my ass. I've tried. Right, I've tried. I've went the longest I've went maybe I think pushing 3 weeks. I think the longest I've went pushing 3 weeks, and after that it's painful. It's not comfortable, right? And then by that time, see, by 1 2 weeks, then you feeling I feel the full effects of the magnetization. I'm feeling the full effects of the aura. I'm feeling it. But by the third week, I start to get irritable, right? I'm starting to lash out. My sack is uncomfortable. Dang on certain movements, it is uncomfortable. It's painful. You have that full feeling in your sack, like, bro, I need to bust. And then honestly, when you get that full, and when you do bust, it's not even pause no diddy. It's not even a good nut, right? That first one to release because you're so filled up is just to get it out, right? So your body is just pushing it out. It's not even a good one. It's just like, bro, let's get this out, right? It's the second and third one that's really the ones that, really is a good one, right? As the age of Kylie, the first one's a biological function. You're like, I'm trying to expel this out, right? 4 days a row every week for me. Weeks is crazy. Yep. See, that's how you should do it in increments like that. So I'll go days. Because if you're high testosterone, if you have a high sex drive, that's how you're supposed to do it, right? That's how you're supposed to do it. Shouts out to Moy with the super chat. To the vets, to the Sigmas, the true alphas. Shouts out to you. That's how you're supposed to do it, right? Inner ejac. Whoa, pause, Ninja. Ninja ain't trying to ejaculate in himself. What, Ninja? What? That ninja said inner ejaculate. What? Pause, Ninja. Nah, I get what you're saying. That ninja said ejaculate in himself. Hey, if you ask that OF model, the monk's been topping her head off. Let that OF model tell it. She been riding the monks like ponies over there. But yeah, man, it does come down to discipline. It does come down to focused, and it just depends on what you're doing, man. Like it depends on lifestyle, depends on the amount of stress uh, that you go through on a daily basis, because also that is a release, right? For somebody like me, who work a stressful job, you kind of want that release because the job is stressful. You want a good release. The gym only goes so far. You can focus on the gym. I've tried that too, right? Tried to transmute that energy into the gym, but boom, after so long, like I said, after about a week, right? And then especially if you seeing bro, and then two, if you're seeing women on a daily, it makes it worse. It makes it worse. If you're going to the gym and you're seeing girls in tights and booty shorts on, and they got their crop tops on, and then you at work, you're seeing girls pass by, it makes it more sensitive. So not only are you already filled up and you trying to withstand from busting, right? You're seeing these women and it's like, but I need to woosah. I can't look. But it's impossible not to look because your eyes are looking. They're everywhere. So every woman you place your eyes on, and then two, it start to become so sensitive that even women that you wouldn't even look at, women that for your standards, especially if you like them higher end, right? Women that don't even meet your standard, you start looking at them like, yeah, I'll take that down. I'll take that down. See, that's why you have to become a monk, because because they remove them, because the temptation is natural. It's out there in society, right? You can't really focus that long on it and then still coexist with women all around you, right? But anyway, enough talk of that. But yeah, masculinity is out, right? This is why so many men are flipping. This is why so many men are flipping, right? Because there's no use case in society's eyes right now. There's no use case for masculinity. They don't see the use case to be masculine anymore, right? They don't see it no more. A lot of these dudes, they want to be taken care of. A lot of these dudes, they'd rather go 50-50. A lot of these dudes would rather live up under a chick. A lot of these dudes actually want to be chicks, believe it or not. I used to think that was just such an insult about 2 years ago, 3 years ago, right? I used to think that that was such an insult. But then, as of course, time progressed, and I'm looking at these ninjas and hearing them talk and having conversations with them, I'm like, bro, a lot of these dudes actually want to be women. A lot of these dudes actually want to live the life of a woman. A lot of these dudes actually want it easy like women. They want to be women. They want to be pampered, right? These ninjas want to be like, they want to they want their bills paid, right? They want to get their nails done, and I'm like, bro, you ninjas are tripping. These ninjas don't want to do nothing. Yeah, I get a woman to pay, bro. I met, and this is how dudes out here, they're just lying, right? Ninjas begging to be cuffed, ninjas begging to get in a relationship because ninjas want to be taken care of. That's why they won't see the chicks. The chicks be like, I don't need no man. We know the whole ordeal with that. But these dudes be begging for relationships, so just so she can come in and pay half of the rent. I'm like, you ninjas are, man. They want to be stay-at-home dads. What's wrong with being a stay-at-home dad? I heard so many dudes make this argument. Well, what's wrong with being a stay-at-home dad? Ninja, everything, ninja. Unless unless you came, I understand if you came from a job and you got laid off or something, right? You in between jobs, you in between careers, and you send your chick to work. Situation like that is completely different. But these ninjas be wholeheartedly talking about, yeah, I want to be a stay at home dad. My wife makes so and so, so and so. Yeah, I'm just staying home. I'm like, bro, I can't with you ninjas. And y'all wonder why society looks the way it does. Y'all wonder why society looks the way it does. Also, a way to have power over a woman is to have sex with her and not nut. She hates when dudes do that because women are our seed, is our life force. Yep, that's a thing too. Takes an extreme amount of discipline though. An extreme amount of discipline. Yeah, but it's insanity at this point. I don't even know what to do with you ninjas anymore. Men don't have to work. I told y'all what this is gonna end up like, right? You're gonna have a bulk of American men who are not working. You're gonna have a bulk of American and women, but you're gonna have a bulk of American men who are not working, no ambition, no goals, and you're just gonna have a bunch of women outside, only dealing with working men, right? Only dealing with the men who are out here producing. That's how it's gonna end up. Eventually it's going to be the basically, like I said, you either tricking or you simping. Simping is only going to go so far, right? Simping can only go so far, right? Because some dudes they simp their way into tricking, right? They simp their way into tricking, and some guys end up tricking their way into simping. So there's levels to this. It's levels to this, but for the most part, where we're going to end up is that the majority of men that women deal with are going to end up being the tricks. Mark my words. Just pay attention. The majority of who women are going to largely deal with are the tricks. The simps are going to get priced out. Just automatic. You can only simp your way into so much, right? And to even honestly to be a true simp, right? Even to be a true simp, you have to have some amount of coins. You can't just be a broke simp, right? If you're a broke simp, that's where OF comes in at. That's where pornography comes in at. That's where all that stuff comes in at, right? You can't just be a broke simp. You gotta have a little coins because if she wants you, if you're gonna simp for her, she still wants you to pay to a certain regard. Blame the rappers, Ninja, LOL. They priced out the normies. They talk about it. They talk about it. They talk about tricking all the time. Powerful Prep said, I recently sniped for a girl and we still talking. She a 10. I can only lie, fake for her so long. Yeah. And this is also this is when I talked about politics too. Like a lot of guys who are self-proclaimed, MAGA. A lot of guys who are self-proclaimed conservatives, Republicans, bro, they lie on their applications. Did you? They lie on their application. They're telling women that they're either not telling them the truth or the whole truth or just completely lying. Right? Most women, 75% of women in America are liberal. I don't care what you say. I don't care who they're attached to. I don't care what their daddy said. I don't care about none of that. 75%, probably more, honestly. 75% of women in America are liberal. I've seen enough to understand this. I don't care if her husband voted for Trump. I don't care if her husband is a Republican. I don't even care if she voted Republican. Most of these women are liberal. They'll put something down on paper Doesn't really matter, and that's not even a large percentage of them anyway. That's usually older millennials to Gen X to boomers, honestly. But as far as Gen Z, younger millennials, most of them are liberals in the first place. But dudes are literally lying to these women, saying, "No, I didn't vote for MAGA. Yeah, those guys are idiots. I didn't vote for MAGA. I didn't vote for Republican." They're lying to get the box, so they're simping out. Is that not? Is that? Correct me if I'm wrong. Is that not simping out? Is that not exactly what I just spoke on? Masculinity not being at the forefront of anything. If you can't stand 10 toes, I don't care who you voted. I really don't. I don't care who you voted for. I don't care who you I could care less about politics at this point. But if you voted for who you voted for, right? And by the way, I voted for Trump, right? So if you voted for who you voted for, stand on it. Stand on it. Why ninja scared? What you scared of? Yeah, I get it. Ninjas on the Epstein files, and it ain't looking too good. It ain't looking too sunny. And yeah, I get it. But at the same time, why not stand on it? I'm gonna stand on it. Yeah, I voted for this ninja, but yeah, it ain't looking like he gonna. It ain't looking like he gonna do what he said he gonna do, ninja. That's my bad. I thought he was gonna change shit. I voted for him. I stand on it. Whatever. I wasn't gonna vote for Scamala. I wasn't gonna vote for Scamala, but I put this ninja in, and he ended up being a scam too. So ninja, but why not stand on it? Because I'm gonna stand on it. I'm gonna stand on it. But masculinity is so out. Masculinity is so out that dudes will sit there and lie on the application just to get the box. So is the case, if that is the case, then please tell me who has the power. If men are lying about political status, their political affiliation, just to get dates, just to be able to get with a woman, who has the power? Powerful Prep said the box, aka the women. If you have men who's supposed to be self-proclaimed, macho and masculine, if they are lying and not standing on not standing on their morals and their principles, they're pushing that aside. This is the definition of simping, right? They're pushing their morals and their principles and what they stand for and what they believe to the side for women. Chimpanzees. Chimpanzees. Most men are simping out. They're losing. Men are losing the war. Just so y'all know. Now it's effed up. It's effed up on both sides. Don't get me wrong. But men are losing. Men are losing this war, right? Now if you're a man of resources and caliber, you exist on a different spectrum. You exist on a completely different spectrum. But for the bulk of men, they're losing this war because they're simping out. And I told this story yesterday. I told this story yesterday. I was at work, right? I was at work and just working, right? And this dude walked in with his girl or whatever, and she just kept looking at me. She just kept looking at me, right? This dude had to pull her aside, right? And I'm over there, in the cut, and I can hear him like, why do you keep looking at him, right? This was literally going happen in real time. Like she just kept looking at me. I'm like, shit, I know why she keep looking at me, but she just kept looking at me, and he pulled her aside. Like, why do you keep looking at him? Like, stop looking at him. Like, I see you. I'm not looking at him. I swear. I'm just seeing what he's doing. Like, nah, I'm looking at you. You looked at him multiple times. It don't take that long to figure out what he's doing. Like, why you keep looking at him? I'm like, bruh, you ninjas are going out so bad. First of all, I wouldn't even have said nothing. See, me, I'm the type of ninja. I'm going to take notes and I'm gonna discipline you when it's time to discipline you. First of all, one, I'm not even about to be dealing with a woman like that in the first place. But these dudes, and I see this countless times. Like I got another story where, again, at work, just minding my business, bro. This chick walked in with her boyfriend as well. Came in, she made it her due diligence to come in, bro. She basically walked as close as she could by me, right? Look me dead in my face, right? Look me dead in my face. I looked her up and down, evaluated her, checked the toes out. She had a little tattoo on her thigh. Looked her up and down, like, yeah, bitch, I fuck the shit out of you. Yep. It's not. You know the difference between eye contacts. You know the difference between sexual eye contacts and just regular eye contacts. This woman made it her due diligence to make sure that I noticed her when she walked past me with her boyfriend right there behind her, walking like a little chimpanzee. Walking like a little chimpanzee. I'm like, bro. So and then with that situation, I was like, bro, I just didn't care. I'm like, bro, if your chick is going, she going. It don't matter. Then everybody can get it. But if your chick is going, she's just going. And I'm starting not to even feel bad for these dudes anymore. I used to just feel bad for them, but now I'm like, you dudes are accepting it. Even in the gym, I've seen chicks come into the gym butt booty naked with their chicks. I mean, I've seen dudes come into the gym with their chicks and they're butt booty naked, cleavage out, like short shorts, booty cheeks hanging out, right? Then of course he a chimpanzee. He trying to get in front of her when she doing her workouts and all that stuff. I'm like, bro, it's too late for all of that. You let her come out the house like this, and I've seen this countless times. I've seen this countless times. And the chimpanzeeing goes so far to the fathers too. I've seen, teenage girls, right? Teenage girls who appear teenage girls. I've seen them with fathers, right? I've seen girls with fathers who are butt booty naked and shouldn't be butt booty naked. Girls who appear to be 15, 16, cleavage out, right? Athletic, skinny mini athletic wear. I'm like, because you can tell it's her father. You can tell. Like, I'm like, bro, y'all letting y'all daughters walk outside like this? If the daughters are doing this to the fathers, bro, the men who want to date these women, the men who want to marry these women, they have no chance. They have no chance. And these people always claim it. This is why I debunked that whole two-parent household myth, right? I debunked that. Yeah, even though it does matter. Don't get me wrong. It is important to have two parents in the household to instill discipline, and principles into a child. Yes, we all agree. However, it's not just a single parent households anymore. I'm seeing this degeneracy come from two-parent households now. Well, I've been seeing it for a minute, but this is now coming from two parent households. I've seen this, right? If you've ever been on a college campus, you would know this to be true in the first place. It don't even matter at this point. It don't even matter at this point. If you ever been to a college campus, ninja, all those chicks who come from suburbia, who come from two parent household, who come from a Christian family, ninja, who come from a good old Christian family, ninja, please. College will red pill the hell out of you. College will red pill the hell out of you. Oh, she's a good girl. You'll be the one cuffing her, and you have your friends or you got ninjas laughing. Like, what y'all laughing at? They've been shaking their head for about 2 3 days now. Like, bruh, bro, your girl, bro, your girl. What you mean? What's wrong with her? What's wrong with her? Bruh. Bro, I don't want to be the one to tell you. Bro, what you talking about? What you talking about? You talking about Sydney? Sydney's a good girl, bro. We've been going strong for the past, 6 months. We plan on. I met her family and all this. They just walking around shaking their head. Bruh. Roommate shaking their head, bro. You gonna tell them? I don't want to tell him, bro. You just gonna have to find out the hard. You know that one roommate that just like, I ain't gonna tell him shit, bro. He don't want to listen. He don't want to listen. So we're gonna let him find out by himself, ninja. Fuck that ninja. Right? Then you got that other roommate. He feel bad for you, but he don't really want to tell you. Like, shh, bruh, bruh, bro. Sydney, bro. She was in. She was in the locker rooms. She was with the frat bros. Remember that party? Remember when she told you that she was going back home for the weekend? Bro, me and Josh had went to the frat party, bro. Went to the party and she was there, bro. She was there and I'm assuming, people drinking and, smoking and all of that stuff and bro, I'm just gonna tell you like this, bro. They picked her up, put her on the shoulder, and it was about three of them, three, four of them. They took her to the back room, and they was in there for about an hour, bro. I can't tell you what exactly they did because I wasn't in the room, but bro, the dude, the big frat bro, the leader of the frat bro, he picked her up, put her on his shoulder, and he took her to the room, and about three, four guys they followed, bro. And I mean, come on now. Come on now. If y'all ain't never had them conversations in college, come on now. Powerful Prep said never went to college, but went to a party and smashed a college girl in front of 20 people. Yep, yep. Bro, I remember, bro. It's so crazy. It's so crazy in college. I remember my freshman year, right? I remember my freshman year. We had left a party, and we were just looking for something to smash, bro. We were just looking for something to smash. We didn't find some people had started going in. It was like 3 in the morning. We found one girl. This was me and my brother. We found one girl that was just walking around. She was just walking around, just going back to her dorms. We was just like, "Hey, what you doing?" And she was like, "Oh, nothing. Going back to my dorms." Like we was just like, well, you want to smoke?" And she was like, "Yeah, cool." And we smoked her out, and we smashed her. We smashed her. Took turns with her in the back of the car. In college, it's crazy like that. In college, it's crazy like that. I mean, we found a random chick just walking back to her dorms. Like we mad as hell. We left a party. We didn't leave with nothing. We're like, bro, let's ride around, like seeing where some chicks at, bro. Seeing where the hoes at. Found one chick. It was like 3, 4 in the morning. Walking back to her dorm. We're like, hey, where you going? Like, oh, I'm going back to my dorm. Hey, well, we got some weed. You want to smoke? Like, yeah, sure. Smoked her out. Smashed her. Took her back to her dorm. Live happy, live after, ninja. Lived happily ever after. Can't do that nowadays. Ninja might get Shannon Sharped. College is just party and drugs. Now she's someone's wife. I guarantee it. Either somebody's wife or she definitely done pushed out 2 or 3 kids for a dude already. That'd be the crazy part. Seeing chicks who were known 304s, the known to get crazy, wifed up. Man, I remember, I remember. It was this chick, bro. It was this chick. Shouts out to Sierra, man. Shouts out to Sierra. It was this chick, bro, from high school. We used to be on and off, but she was a nasty little girl. She was a nasty little girl, and we'll just like we wasn't even together. We wasn't even in a relationship. Like we were just smashing. That was it. Like we were just chill and smash. But she was so nasty, bro. Like I did everything to her. Like she let me do everything to her. I'm talking about everything, right? I'm talking about door, the front door, and the open door, Ninja. I'm talking about everything, and she enjoyed it all. And I think I forgot how old we were, but we were grown at this point. And this is when I still had Facebook. This is when I still had Facebook, and I wasn't even like trying to get at her or nothing like that. But I just wished her happy birthday on her timeline. I wished her happy birthday on her timeline, and this ninja came out of nowhere, which I'm assuming was her like her fiance or her boyfriend or something. This ninja came out of nowhere and was like, he was. Oh, I forgot what he said. What did he say? I was like, yeah. Oh no, he was like, I just said happy birthday. I was like, happy birthday, Sierra. And he was just like, yeah, happy birthday, babe. I'm like, but he said it. He put it in a way almost like he was checking me, like Ninja. Yeah, she got somebody already. Yeah, this my girl, Ninja. This my girl, right? I'm like, okay, Ninja. I'm like, all right. Been there, done that. Ninja, been down the throat, been down her, been her up the dookie, right? Been everywhere you could imagine. Done put my seed all over her, Ninja. I don't care what you talking about, Ninja. I'm like, okay, Ninja. Done had your bitch already, sir. And guess what? You know what was even funnier is probably she probably not as nasty with him as she was in high school. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. Niggas be simping out, man. Chimpanzees. And she was a little nasty little freak too. She wasn't a bad person. She was a cool girl, but she was just nasty. Nasty as hell. Nasty. Once they traumatized, they settle. Bruh, I can't make this stuff up. I got stories on stories, bro. I need to get started on that locals. Bro, if y'all want to hear the real deal stories, me go into details with these stories, man, y'all make sure y'all sign up for the locals, man. Hit that link in the description. Make sure y'all sign up for the locals, man. I got stories on stories on stories. If y'all want me to dive deep into these stories, pause no diddy. Y'all want to hear this? Ninja, come on now. Moy tripping. He said, "Women are disgusting when you truly think about it. All the girls I have been with are like that, and now they're married. That's crazy." He said, Jay said, "Don't talk yourself in prison." Huh? What does that mean? Oh, you talking about like that? No, it ain't nothing. Nothing like that. Nothing like that. I can't talk. If it's true, if it's true, it's true. What you mean? Can't do no. This is purely entertainment, ninja. What you talking about? Purely entertainment. But yeah, man. If you nowadays, if you want a chick, JC, what's going on? If you want a chick nowadays, you got to simp out. There's no ifs ands but or trick out. That whole being a mask. Don't get me wrong, though. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying don't be masculine. That's asinine. Be who you're supposed to be. Be who you were ordained to be. Be that masculine man. But what I am saying is, like, don't get me wrong, they do love it. They love it, but they hate it. Right? Remember what I was talking to y'all about on the previous live stream, right? They want to be a part of that. They want to be a part of your path. They want to be a part of your future in the making. They want to claim territory. They want to be able to say that I got with that dude, right? That is it's basically the celebrity aura. Purpose driven men have the celebrity aura, right? Many women know like they'll never be Chris Brown's wife. They know that they'll never be Drake's wife. They know this stuff. But guess what they can say? Oh, Drake smashed me. Or they can be like, oh yeah, Drake took me out. He flew me out to Dubai. He flew me out to Turks and Caicos. Right? Here's some pictures. Yeah, I got pictures right here. This is a picture of him. He was holding me and stuff. They want the ability to claim that they had, they took part in your energy. The official J like always, but shouts out to the other J. right? That's all that they want. So they love the masculinity because first of all, they're gonna naturally they're gonna fold. It's a caveat. It's caveats to all of this. Naturally, they're still gonna fold, but do they prefer to deal with you? No. Women do not prefer to deal with masculine men. They prefer to deal with the gumps. They prefer to deal with the simps. They prefer to deal with men who are lower than them because that's who they can get the most attention out of. They can't get the most attention out of a masculine man. Why? Because a masculine man is busy. A purpose-driven man is busy. An ambitious man is busy. He doesn't have time to give you all the attention in the world and let him be handsome too. Let him be tall and handsome too. Oh, that's a whole different story. That's a whole different story. If he's tall and handsome too, and know his worth, and ambitious, and purpose driven, right? Oh, they hate that because they can't finesse you, they can't fool you, right? Dudes still get out here and get finesse still. Don't get me wrong, nobody's above it, but they can't. The attention that the attention that they get from you is not the same. Because one, you already get attention from so many different women. You've already been validated. You've already been you get validated so much it doesn't even matter. You've been validated by so many eights, bro. You know you top tier. You've been validated by so many women. You know you that ninja. You know you him. So then when women try to get a hold of you, right, they can't really get a hold of you like how they want to because they want you to like them more than she like you. That's the thing. She wants you to like her more than she likes you. But if you're a purpose-driven man, right, you've already been validated. You already have that internal confidence. Then there's nothing a woman can say or do that's gonna really knock you down or be able to. Get what I'm saying? So this is why the simps and the gumps are rewarded because they already have low confidence. They don't believe that they can get women. Hell, many of them don't believe that they deserve women. They don't think that they can get top tier women. Bro, I've seen this firsthand. I've seen women who will try, bro. They'll ignore me, and they'll smile all in the face of a guy who is clearly ugly. Like, bro, stop it. I've seen this firsthand. Like with pretty women, you have some pretty women. They'll ignore you. I've seen this firsthand. This happened. They'll ignore you and then they will give all the attention to a guy who's I've seen is fat and ugly. They'll be on smiling cheery like yeah, like they'll be doing all the flirty shit and all that and while ignoring you they're not even trying to make eye contact with you, right? They try to avoid eye contact with you and all of that, right? Trying to make it seem like you not him. They'll try to invalidate you quick. Invalidate you quick. Right? You'll have some pretty women who will sit there and validate you because they, especially if you, like I said, tall and handsome, right? Not that many men are tall, not that many men are handsome. So they rarely come across you. So when they see you, you're a specimen. But many of them, they'll also try to invalidate you. Right? They see you they seen you when they walk through the door. But now they're just trying to ignore you. They don't want to let you know that you him because they feel that you know that you already him. So they want to take that power away. See, relationships and dating is now about power. It's about power. I told y'all this already. It's not about love. It's not about any of that. Women want power. Women want power over the relationships. Women want power over society. Women want power over men. It's about power. It's not about love. You ninjas still in love. It's not about love. They want power over you. They want the power dynamics in their hands, not in your hands. That's why they ignore you too. D envy, yep. D envy, all of that. Yep. But they don't care about any of that. Tap, they need the super chat. Too much truth for them. Yeah, they do need the super chat. Ninja begin to free ski. Ninja be getting the free ski. I be dropping so much. I be dropping so much game. I be dropping so much game. But women would do this all day long. Women would do this all day long. And nowadays, masculine men are getting invalidated. Shouts out to Age of Cali with the super chat. I appreciate it. Shouts out to Age of Cali. Now more than ever, men are getting invalidated for masculinity, right? And then not even just by women, right? This is the crazy part. Not even just by women. Other men are making sure to hold this over men's head as well. Other men are making sure to invalidate your masculinity as well. Because guess what? They're following the orders of the gynocracy. They're following the orders of the simpocracy. Right? You gotta be they want all men to be simps. Nope. There's nope, can't stand out. That's why the corporatocracy is not for masculine men. Right? Because you would get penalized, you would get demonized, right? You stand out like a sore thumb, right? You have too many passive aggressive men, right? That's why truly masculine men, they can't. You have to build your own, or it's going to drive you to insanity. It's going to drive you into insanity, or you're going to fold. You're going to fold. You're going to become a chimpanzee out of survival. Yep, trying to turn Smiths Neos into agents. Yep. That's why it's important for men to build. That's why it's important. It's always been important for men to build their own shit. To build their own shit. Yep, men simp to survive. That's weak. That is so weak. Men are simping. Men are turning into chimpanzees to survive. This is what the world is turning into, and women are taking notes. Bro, you have women who won't even, if you're a masculine man, you have women who won't even deal with you if you know your value. Unless you're some kind of, like I said, you're a streamer or a celebrity or, like I said, a trick, right? You got the money for the honey, then they won't even deal with you, right? If you don't have status, if you don't have stature, if you don't have money, they're not going to deal with you, right? So there's no point of even holding masculine frame if you ain't tricking, if you ain't paying the money for the honey. Bro, there's no point trying to, like, you get what I'm saying? You trying to hold masculine frame, but then you broke. You can't be broke and hold masculine frame. It's impossible. Those don't go hand in hand, because holding masculine frame is also you're producing, right? You're putting out into the world. You can't be broke and hold masculine frame. You can, but you can't. Right? Because as soon as you imagine being broke and trying to hold masculine frame, you trying to tell a woman, "Hey, you need to clean these dishes." She's gonna be like, "Man, if you don't shut your broke ass up, Ninja, I'm not cleaning nothing. How about you go get a second job, Ninja?" We know how it gets, bro. Especially, and I mean, listen, a woman, just like a man is only as faithful as his options, a woman is only as feminine as your pockets go. Bro, come on now, spit. Just like a man is only as faithful as his options, a woman is only as feminine, the depth that your pockets go. However you want to reword that. The deeper your pockets, the more femininity you can get. Right, Ninja? The deeper your pockets, the more femininity you can get. Just like a man is only as faithful as his options. Well, a woman is only as feminine as, how deep your pockets are. So you can't be broke and be like, yeah, whole masculine frame. This is where the red pill got it all wrong. because they were telling guys, they were telling men who had nothing to give. They were telling men who had not created anything for themselves. Right? They were telling men, yeah, you got a whole masculine frame, and you gotta do this, and no, you gotta tell her this, ninja. These ninjas don't stand a chance. You can't get out here and be pinching for pennies and be trying to tell women that this, that, and the. No, they're not about to listen to you, Jack. You think they're about to listen to you? You pinching for pennies, bro? No, women listen to the boss. It's even caveats to that, but they're gonna listen to the money man, bro. If you ain't never seen a switch up, Jesus Christ, if you ain't never seen a switch up when you start talking money with a chick, bro, it's something out of a movie. A chick will flip from here to here when you start talking paper. A chick will be popping off at the mouth, boom, boom, boom. You put some paper in her face. Oh, sorry, daddy. You said what again? Come on now, it's all a game, bro. If you ain't never seen a switch up, I wish all men experience it. A chick could go from here to here when you put some money in their face. I promise you. Bitch talking about, yeah, like, I don't be wanting to deal with men. They if you don't have, like, if you not can't afford to blah 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 blah, boom, throw some money in face. Okay, so where are we going again? Where are we going again? Or you pull up in that, pull up, you pull up in the right car, not the wrong car. Like, ooh, this is a nice car. Like, I didn't know you were driving, bro. Come on now. I can go, I can go on for days, ninja. Just recognize and understand the game. That the game isn't the same. You either simping or you tricking, right? Masculinity is out. Feminized men are in. So you gotta find your, like, if you're gonna deal with the women, you're gonna deal with society because you're gonna have to anyway. You gotta figure out how to deal with it. You gotta figure out how to deal with it. But you gotta realize when you're a masculine man on your purpose, right? You're gonna stand out. Your energy is gonna stand out. Your aura is gonna stand out. Right? They're gonna see it. You gotta realize people exist on a lower frequency. When you start existing on a higher frequency, which I'm gonna talk about in the book of forbidden knowledge, that's gonna be episode 4. We're gonna be talking about frequencies. Right? We're gonna be talking about all of that. Aura, right? The energy that you give off, the way that the universe responds, right? The way that people respond to you. That's going to be episode 4, Book of Forbidden Knowledge. Hit that link in the description. If you're not a part of the Patreon, go ahead and join the Patreon. We spitting real deal knowledge over there. Right, we getting in deep into it. I'm spilling the beans. I'm spilling the beans at a slow rate because I know some of you can't handle, some of the things that I talk about. We're diving deep into it. So if you haven't signed up for the Book of Forbidden Knowledge, hit that link in the description and go sign up on Patreon. But when you start existing on a certain frequency, right? They start to take notice. You got to realize you're surrounded. You're surrounded by a bunch of non-playable characters. You're surrounded by a bunch of people, men and women, who are just here to take up space, right? The agents know when Neo is around, Ninja. The agents know when Neo is around. That's why they pop up where they pop up. Disrupt everything that you have going on. They try to throw you off your goals. They try to throw you off your mission. They try to throw you and make you make a wrong turn and a U-turn and a left when you should have made a right. That's their jobs. Their job is to throw you off. But when you headed there, when you got your head on straight, right? You've been through trial and tribulation. You're gonna get set back. But when you've been through trial and tribulation after tribulation, you've trained, right? You've trained those muscles. You've been in the gym. You've been exercising your mind, body, and soul and spirit. Yeah. They're gonna do everything in their power. And it's new levels, new devils. So the terrain doesn't stay the same. Y'all gotta understand that. When you elevate the terrain, this is a new level, right? You gotta fight the big boss, right? This ain't the beginning of GTA. Now we in the middle of GTA, right? It gets a little bit difficult. This that CJ mission that you had to repeat. Remember that CJ Grand Theft Auto San Andreas? Remember that CJ mission that you had to repeat 15 times, Ninja? I remember playing GTA, bro, for a month, and I couldn't beat this mission. The cheat, because you couldn't use the cheat codes. The cheat codes would mess up your memory card, Ninja. The cheat codes will mess up your memory card. So you trying to put the cheat codes in to win. Nope. Can't save that file, Ninja. Why didn't you follow the train, CJ? Why didn't you follow the train? And I remember being stuck on a mission for months, but that's just to show you how real life is. Sometimes you get stuck on a mission for some dudes get stuck on a mission for years. You get stuck on a mission for months. The whole purpose of the NPCs is to derail you. The whole purpose of this gynocracy, right, is to derail you. The whole purpose of the corporatocracy is to derail you. The whole purpose of the simpocracy is to derail you. They want you to be like everybody else. Everybody else is programmed. Everybody else is exercising the programming. When you're a masculine man, you operate on your own frequency. You operate with your own masculine logic. You operate with a sense of freedom. You operate with a sense of urgency. You try to operate on your own programming. You try to come up with your own programming, and that's what I'm trying to get y'all to do. This is the whole purpose of the after pill, creating your own destiny. And I operated on the frequency of the rest of society, because the rest of society is doomed. They're NPCs. They don't exist, honestly. They're programmed beyond belief by media, legacy media, social media, whatever you want to listen. Men too. Men have left the building. Men have left the chat. Come on now. But anyway. Like I said, I'm cutting out. My bad. I got to get a new mic. Yeah, it's about time to get a new mic. I need to get a new mic. It's been cutting out. I've been watching my live streams, and it cuts out. But anyway, let me go ahead and get up out of here. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for the super chats. And let me get to the main job. I'll see y'all in the next one.